Hey everybody, welcome back to Wild Horizons. My name is Barrett, and in today's video, you're going to learn how to set up an enclosure for a ball python. Alright everybody, well, as you've seen by the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a setup for one of our newer ball pythons. So we have had her now for about a week and a half. We actually got her from one of you guys. So make sure, if you're new, drop a like down below on this video, consider subscribing. But in today's video, we're going to set up a new enclosure for her. So we've had her in this 40-gallon setup now for about 2 weeks. So she's been quarantining, she's been apart from the rest of the room. These are just some of our setups. We have tons of other ones in the other room, but this is going to be her permanent home for now, at least. So we've had her in here. She's had some logs. She's had a huge water dish. She's been doing great. She's eating great. She's had some poops. She's been doing awesome. So she's going to be getting her enclosure completely rescaped today. So y'all are going to see how to properly set up an enclosure for an adult ball python. So she's like a sub-adult adult. We're just going to go ahead and throw her fully into this 40-gallon setup. We do like to give our animals a little bit bigger of a setup than really what they need. I always recommend for snakes, and ball pythons is a little different, but generally speaking for snakes, you want to have the enclosure. If the snake is as long as the enclosure, you really want to upsize like one more. So a lot of times people do like a 4x2x2 versus a 40-gallon for some adults. She's pretty small. So we got her in this 40-gallon. This is plenty of space for her right now to roam into. Down the line, we'll probably upgrade her a little bit more, but we're going to get this enclosure cleaned, and then we are going to get right into a little build. We'll kind of walk you through what material and what stuff we're going to use to scape out her enclosure, so you'll be able to get like a full breakdown of what that is, and then we'll get into kind of the finished product. So there's going to be a time lapse in here, but again, if you're new, drop a like down below, consider subscribing. We post every Tuesday and every Friday, making good videos for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. But let's get right into this build. Alright, let's get right into cleaning this enclosure. So the first thing we want to do is take these tops off. So I undo these latches. This one's already most of the way done. Perfect. We'll set this off to the side, and we'll do this next one, which is gonna want to be, there we go, difficult, I was gonna say. Alright, so we got those off. We're gonna clean those here in just a minute, but let's go ahead and we'll just start working our way from left to right on this setup. So let's take out all this old stuff that's got poop on it and all this other nasty crud. Let's set this off to the side. Same thing with this, bunch of poop. So we are gonna set this over here for now. Let's get this stuff out of there. Yucky, yucky. Is a turd. Alright, so let's set that aside for now. We'll get this water dish out. I don't know what that is. We'll set this over here. And all this stuff too that we're taking out, we're gonna give it a good wash. Not sure that we're gonna put all of this back in. This may not go back in there, but we'll see. But let's slide this over. Grab this out. That one looks pretty clean. Alright, and next is substrate. So we are going to completely gut out the substrate and completely restart from scratch. So I got my handy dandy little trash can in an Amazon box. So let's slide this over here. Let's start from this end. We're going to use a little pooper scooper, make our lives a little easier. And we're just going to start getting this stuff out of here. Alright, so now that we've gotten this cleaned out, featuring our guest star Sadie, we are going to go ahead and get this sprayed down and cleaned out. So we'll put this over here, And we are going to use some of this terrarium cleaner. So it doesn't have any fragrance in it. It is, hey Sadie, it's Sadie approved, right Sadie? Sadie approved. So this is good to use for enclosures because it doesn't have fragrances in it. It eliminates odors, it's fast acting, reptile safe, and it removes buildup. So as you can see here, there is some buildup inside this enclosure. So we're gonna kind of help if I opened it up to give us a good spray down, and we are gonna give us a good wipe down. So we will be right back after we're done giving this a good wipe down. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is add some Eco Earth. So we just got this off Amazon. Again, link is down below in the description. It does help out and support the channel, so I will have links to this stuff. This is a total of 6 bricks. We already have a couple soaking now. Probably need to go soak some more. But let's get into adding some of this Eco Earth into the substrate in the bottom of the tank. We're going to grab this and we're going to dump it. It's not gonna want to dump. Doesn't want to go, so bear with me. Alright, so the battery did die. And we got some of the substrate in. I need to soak some more, so we will be right back once that's soaked, and then we'll get to putting in the rest of the substrate. We're gonna go ahead and add these bricks, the remaining 2, into the enclosure. So this is getting a total of 4 bricks into the enclosure. So we're gonna go ahead and just dump them on in here. All right, cool. So the next thing that we're gonna do, I've already cleaned off a lot of this stuff. So the main thing and the main structure in here is gonna be this cork bark tube. So I love using these because for our smaller ball pythons and snakes, they love to go inside of this. They love to kind of just go and cozy up inside. So this is definitely gonna be the main piece inside this. Again, take your time when you're scaping stuff like this too, because it doesn't need to be something you rush. But actually, I like that. That way you can, yeah, that looks cool. Back this up a little bit because I think her water dish is gonna go back here. I like that. So let's level that out for water. That looks good though. And then let's grab this. We'll stick that there in the corner. That'll be good. Level this back off. And then, don't think I'm gonna add that. Let's just put some more planting in here. So let's put this maybe back there. Yeah, it looks good. And then this, maybe like right there. Sure. I have a couple more plants, so I will be right back. All right, so we're back. We got a couple more fake plants. So the reason why I was saying, if I didn't already mention it, Why I like using fake plants is because ball pythons and any larger snake, they're destructive. So anything you put in there that's live, it's just gonna die. It's gonna get trampled on. It's not gonna work out well. So I don't recommend doing it. Again, I've had people with success. There's people who've told me that they've used live plants before, but I've never found success with it. So let's get the end of this here. And we will kind of use this as like kind of like a draping thing because I think it'd look cool. Yeah, look at that. That already looks so much better. So ton of space for her to go roam around in. Big water bowl and a big hive. That's really all you need. So these setups can be super simple, super cheap to throw together. And again, maybe all this stuff costs $100 together to get everything. So the water bowl, the substrate, the cork bark, obviously minus this enclosure, this can be the pricier thing. But again, there's ways to get around that. So if you haven't checked it out, I have a video where I do a Facebook marketplace and Amazon unboxing where I go over how you can get this kind of stuff, this setup for really cheap. So if you haven't already seen that, link is down in the description, go check it out. But let's go ahead and start putting everything back together. We'll set my other camera out the way, grab this, and we will stick this back on. And once we got all this back together, we will be right back. All right, so we got her set up in her permanent location for now. Well, permanent, temporary location. We got her water filled up, we got our cork in. Again, we spread some leaf litter around, so this just adds more of that naturalistic vibe. But we are gonna go ahead and put her in, and we are gonna get her to get settled into her new home. She loves to just hang on your wrist, so she will just sit there with you. You can just set her down. See if she goes exploring. No, she doesn't want to. What are you doing, girly girl? Here. Always flip yourself upside down. So she's just gonna get settled in and go exploring. She's like, what am I in right now? So again, this is a 40-gallon setup. This is the whole thing. We got 2 lights, so we got a kind of like a heat bulb. It's a very low emitting heat bulb. Then we got a 150-watt heat bulb. That is a ceramic heat bulb, so it does actually not emit like light. And then we have a UVB 5T bar. So she is gonna explore around and enjoy her new setup she has. So this is also one of the, we got 2 snakes from a subscriber. This is the other setup. So I don't want to film them both. They're both very similar. Again, cork bark, water dish, have any lights available. This one has double bulbs, a heat emitter, and then, well, like a 50-watt heat emitter, and then a 150-watt ceramic, and then a T5. And then again, same kind of substrate, same leaf litter, and similar background. So nothing really crazy between the two. I figured I would just shoot one of the 2 of them, but this is both of them. So we got that one and the other. Alright guys, well, I appreciate you sticking along here until the end. Again, if you're new, drop a like down below, consider subscribing. We definitely appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Again, for the Eco Earth and everything else we use, that's going to be linked down below. We do get a little bit of kickback from Amazon, so I definitely appreciate it if you use my links when you do purchase that stuff. Again, all the links will be down below, but we post every Tuesday and Friday, so make sure you stay tuned, stay subscribed. We will see you in the next one. Peace.